Dr. Qureshi, this is coming at a time when the credibility of the Election Commission itself is coming under question. You've got the delay in the release of the final voter turnout data, the unusually high revised figures, the absence of absolute numbers at the constituency and polling station level. All of this is leading to suspicion. Should we be suspicious as voters of this country, or are you completely confident that the delay, for example, in the release of the final voter turnout data, the unusually high revised figures, sometimes going up to as much as 8%, are you okay with all of this, or is there something that is missing?
No. In fact, I'm surprised that this confusion has been created, and I think Election Commission itself is responsible for it. Why did they not release it on the same evening or the maximum the next morning? To me, this data belongs to the public. It is already in the public domain. And trying to say that it has to be kept secret from whom and why?
So you're saying this data of the revised data should have been released right away, not after 10, 11 days. Am I correct?
Quite right, because there is no reason for the data to change after so many days. Because I'll tell you how the data is generated real time. When you enter the polling station, there is a form 17A which is writing your attendance. You are voter number 1, I'm voter number 2, voter number 3, and at 2 o'clock, 350 people have voted. Now, one officer from Election Commission comes, how many have voted? So you see the last line and it says 350. And in any case, every 2 hours, this data is being conveyed to the Election Commission every 2 hours, which is releasing it to the public. So the whole day, this data is becoming public. At the end of the day, only the totals have to be transferred to Form 17C. And the presiding officer cannot leave the polling station without...
I take your point, but Dr. Qureshi, the Election Commission is saying that this data is available on our website, on our app. Just because we haven't made it available through a press release doesn't mean we are hiding something.
No. If that is true, that it is available on the app or on the website, that is fine. I'm sure that is all people should be demanding. Press release or no press release. Although press release, anything which enhances your credibility is in your own interest. And anything which...
and are you surprised that this voter turnout is being revised by 7, 8, often 9, 10%? Does that trouble you? Is that something surprising?
It does surprise me, because the only reason why some change happens, in our time, there used to be a press conference at the end of the day, which has been discontinued for what good reason, I don't know. And our man officer will tell you that today the polling turnout has been X amount. And he said, but this is not a final figure, because there are hundreds of queues where people are lined up, and that will take another couple of hours. Final figures will come after 2 hours. So even after 2 hours, then you have the final figure. Release it. And,
are you also surprised, Ashok Lavasa? Are you surprised with the delay in providing the final revised numbers? Is that surprising that it has took place after the first and second round, after 11 days?
Yeah, it is surprising. As I said, Rajdeep, that in the second phase, the data was released on the third or fourth day. So which means the system is capable of displaying this data or giving it out. So why did it take 11 days? I fail to understand. And delay in such cases is bound to create doubt. And I think transparency is the best solution in these circumstances. Why do you not make this data public? After all, the Election Commission runs a certain system which runs on the basis of procedures which are prescribed. So as per the prescribed procedure, data is being compiled at the polling station. It is being reported to the returning officer. The returning officer, after scrutiny and the observer, they also report the data to the Election Commission. So there is no reason why people should not have this elementary data. Of course,
because maybe the Election Commission fears that if there is a mismatch, then there will be people who will say something dal mein kuch kala hai. So out of the fear that there could be a mismatch is what is worrying them.
No, Rajdeep, I was coming to that precise point that, you see, whereas it is fine that Election Commission is not obliged to give you a ball-by-ball commentary of the process of election. So that is fine. The second thing is also that even if there is a mismatch subsequently, that can be explained because discrepancies in such a large system can always arise. Something like 1 million people who were involved in the conduct of elections, the most side the possibility of mistakes. And even if there are increases that have been reported, I'm sure in the past also these figures have changed. But the point is that the more open you are about your information and the explanation that you can provide for any inconsistency or discrepancy, I think that is what will satisfy the people.